Hey guys, thanks for coming back to another episode of Only Fools Play the Brain Game. Now, today, Sarah Morgan and Jordan are going to play a great game called Concentrashem. What they have to do is concentrate really hard, which is going to be hard because they go to the university. So, what they're going to do is, we have cards on the table, Uno cards, and they need to find pairs, like I just picked up a 2. Somewhere else on the table is a 2, a blue 2. They try, no, it's a 4. So they pick that up, they put them back down, okay? And then the next person goes. And they continue to do that. I'm gonna mix them up because I don't really know where the 2 and the 4 are. All right, we don't want any cheating going on. So they continue to do that until a person finds a pair. The first person that finds a pair gets to take the pie and put it in the other person's face. Simple. You concent and you trash them. Concentrashem. Okay? All right, guys. So, who goes first? I say Sarah Morgan gets to go first because she's already gotten one pie in the face. And so she gets the first chance to pie Jordan. The 5. All right. Jordan. 1 and 8. Well, we've seen 8.
I'm so sorry.
This is Sarah
Good
Morgan's
angle.
second pie. All right. Now, Sarah Morgan leads. This wants to go to her place. And Rachel comes up with Jordan, because Jordan's the winner. So the reigning champion stays. Rachel comes up. We flip the cards. We're going to mix them up because we don't want any cheating. Okay, so we have a couple there. We have one there. Okay. Let Rachel go first. 5 and a 7. You can see the wheel turn, can't you? Another 5. Oh, and there is a winner! Jordan gets the pie in the face. Concentrashem is really a cool game because you got to use your mind and you got to think and you got to remember where the matches are, you know? And so it's a lot of fun because the person with the best memory is going to be the one that wins, you know? So it's great. Have you ever had a question about God that you wanted to know maybe what God's like? Have you ever thought, man, if I could just see God and ask him some questions, believing in God would be so much easier, you know? What if you had that chance? What would you ask him? What kind of questions would you ask? You know? Hey, do you like football? Who's your favorite team? You know? Are you an Alabama fan? Or, you know, do you go more for like hockey or something like that? Or would you ask him something serious about like, so, like when I do something wrong and I sin, how does that make you feel? We have a lot of questions and we would love to know more about God, but nobody's ever seen him. And we can't sit down and talk to him face to face and look in his face, you know? Your problem isn't new. We've all kind of struggled with that. Matter of fact, even the disciples that were with Jesus, they struggled with this idea. When Jesus was talking to them and he's talking about taking them into heaven and how he's going to prepare a place for them in heaven so that when they die, they can be there with him and with God. And they said, they're having a hard time wrapping their minds around this. And they said, well, we've never seen God. Show us God and we can maybe put this together. And he says, if you've seen me, you've seen the Father. He said, I and the Father are one. Jesus and God are the same. You know, Jesus and God have been together for a long time. Back when God created the world, he said, let's create man in our image. He was talking to Jesus, you know? Matter of fact, at the same time, the Holy Spirit was there. Because it says that after he created the water, it said, and the Spirit hovered over the seas and over the earth. So he's always been together. They wanted to see him, and Jesus said, look, man, if you've seen me, you've seen God. And that began to kind of make sense with the disciples, because they wanted to know, well, how does God live? What does he do? What does he think? How does he feel about these things? How does he feel about my life when I do these things? Well, they had spent a lot of time with Jesus, and so they knew. You know, so just like if you want to know where the two is, you know, you got to find that other two. There it is. He says, if you've seen me, you've seen the Father. So how do we get to see Jesus now? We go back and we read in the Bible. There's 4 books in the Bible: Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. These were written by guys who met Jesus personally. They sat down and they ate with him. They walked along the path with him. They even went fishing with the guy. And they knew all about him. And so we can get firsthand information about who Jesus is from reading the Bible and reading those accounts. And as we get to see who Jesus the man is, we begin to understand more about who God is. Because Jesus said, what did he say? He said, if you've seen me, you've seen the Father. So we want to know more about God, we learn more about Jesus. And everything we need to know about Jesus is in those books, and we just got to read them and learn about him. And it gives us a better picture then of the God that we read about in the Old Testament as well. You know, where he spoke to people, but nobody ever got to sit down with him. So read Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Study that Bible, and you'll learn more about Jesus, and at the same time, you'll get to learn more about God. So thanks for playing Only a Fool Plays the Grain Game. See you next time.